Boy, the field looks really good tonight. Really nice green grass. Eagles have put their foot into the football, and Jones is going to take it, or rather Evans takes it on about the 5. He gets by a couple of Eagles and gets out to about the 25-yard line. 25-yard line, 1st and 10. That's where the Royal Knights will set up as we get this first region game of the 2011 football season for the Mitchell County Eagles underway. Of course, Royal Knights 0-2 so far in the young 2011 football season. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, we're hoping that this does not turn out to be what you call a trap game for the Mitchell County Eagles, as they are caught looking ahead to the Indians of Seminole County next week, and they take Stewart County very seriously. A little bit of a delay, kind of a draw, it looks like, to the running back, and a bunch of Eagles take him after he gets about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. It's number 25, and unfortunately on this limited Stewart County roster that we found on the internet, there was a couple of internet rosters floating around tonight, and we tried to put them together, but ended up not with a 25 to be seen, so we do not have his name to give to you. Sorry about that. Receivers wide to either side, one lone back set behind the quarterback, going to take it, going to hand it off, but the Eagles are all over him at the line of scrimmage, so there'll be no gain on the second down play. So they're looking at 3rd and 8 coming up, just shy of the 30-yard line, calling about the 28.5-yard line. Mitchell County, again, as we said, kicking off the 2011 region season here tonight. And then they will get right dab in the mix next week as they travel to Donaldsonville to take on the Indians of Seminole County. Stewart County back to pass, has a man, can't get it there to him. It's going to go incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down and a punting situation coming up for the Royal Knights of Stewart County. 10:36 on our first quarter clock. We're just getting underway. The sun has just finally dipped down here on, I believe somebody told me earlier, the first day of autumn. So football season is here. Maybe a little bit of cooler weather we can expect tonight. And the Stewart County team is in punt formation and will punt it away. Of course, being covering football for a long time, I'm probably going to slip and say Stewart Quitman at least a few times, as some of you may remember when those two teams were together and played football and was more competitive than they are. They have been strictly as Stewart County here in recent years. Mitchell County with the football. First time tonight going on offense. And they're just beyond the 48-yard line. So excellent field position, just a little more than half a field they've got to go. It's going to be Derek Davis, the quarterback. He's going to toss it over to the near side, complete, plenty of running room, gets by one tackler, cuts back, pulls away, gets down to the 30-yard line. It's a big pickup of, let's see, about 32 yards on the play, and that is going to be a first down for the Mitchell County Eagles here, starting off from the first play from scrimmage. Call it a 31-yard pickup, rather, as it's backed up to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for Mitchell County. Going to spread the field with 2 receivers and a slot man wide to the right side. Got a receiver wide to the close side, the short side of the field, to the near side. Got a blocking back flanking the quarterback on the right side. They're going to hand it off to the blocking back. Number 34, straight up the middle. Desmond Jones, untouched, 31 yards for the Mitchell County Eagle touchdown. So the first score of the game coming for your Mitchell County Eagles with 10 minutes and 1 second left to go here on the first quarter clock in tonight's contest. So I'd have to say, defensively and offensively, if we were worried at all about this possibly being a trap game and that the Eagles, with their mind on next week's game of the year, they sure have not shown it, although the attempt by Desmond Jones for the point after is no good. So the score will remain 6-0. Mitchell County Eagles over the Stewart County Royal Knights. Back in a moment on the and putting points on the board. Lead it 6-0. And we await the extra point. Oh, well, actually the kickoff. I'm sorry. Same kind of action. The kicker is actually kicking the football, but this time he's kicking it away to Stewart County. It's going to take a bounce inside on the 7, fielded by number 7. Evans on the return, out beyond the 30, looks like, or 20, excuse me. Looks like it may be in the neighborhood of the 21 or 22-yard line that the Royal Knights will set up 1st and 10 on their second possession of tonight's football game. Of course, I want to remind you that the Eagles next week will take on the road to Seminole County. Pelham tonight is over at Randolph Clay playing the Red Devils in their second region game of the 2011 football season. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think we're going to find out just exactly how good the Pelham Hornets are tonight when we hear that score. Back to pass on 1st down. Has a man, but hits an Eagle instead. It's going to be dropped. I thought he was going to be intercepted there for a second, and it looked like it was, I believe, number 6 that had his hands on it momentarily there for the Eagles, and that is Jenkins, Kayla Jenkins, the senior for the Mitchell County Eagles. But he couldn't come up with it. Goes back to what Sonny and I have said. We've heard coaches say, put the ball in the air, 3 things happen. 2 of them are bad. And that was almost the worst that could happen for the Royal Knights. It's going to be 1 back behind the quarterback in the backfield. Back to pass. Has a man, completes it. He's wide open, but a little bit slow in getting off after catching the pass. He almost came to a complete stop, or he could have turned that into a real big gain. It looks like 10th grader Dexter Jenkins on the receiving end of that, picking up the first down of the night for the Royal Knights and moving the football just shy of midfield, call it the 47-yard line. Royal Knights on their own 47. Quarterback operating directly under center, has a wing back on the left side. Slot man over here on the right side, or actually he was up on the line. Also a second wide receiver. Quarterback in trouble. Looking around, he's going to go down, and he's going to be thrown for a loss of about 4 or 5 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and about 15 coming up for the Royal Knights of Stewart County. Making a few substitutions in the huddle. Still trying to get players in. As the clock continues to run, 8:52, we're in the first quarter of tonight's high school football game of the week. Don't forget, we'll have the statewide high school scoreboard show coming up at 10 o'clock tonight, immediately following our game of the week. 1 back behind the quarterback. They're going to pitch it to him. Looked like he was going to sweep wide. Then he decided to cut up the middle, then decided to try to bounce outside. There was no room anywhere, and he's going to end up, it looks like they may spot him back closer to the line of scrimmage, but he quite, in all reality, could have lost about 5 yards on the play. It looks like they're going to say he got no gain. So they were a little kind to him on the spot, I think. So it's going to be 3rd and, well, he actually did lose a little bit of yardage there. So it's going to be 3rd and what, about 17, 18, somewhere in that neighborhood coming up. One receiver wide to the right side, left side, and 3 receivers wide to the right side. One of them got an early start there, and the flags all around, and the quarterback is going to go down. So if we get an opportunity to turn that one down, I would think we would, but it may be a dead ball foul, and they may make them play that play again.
Outstanding job. Let's give it a big round.
Could use a lot more Eagle fans if you're riding around listening to the game, or you're home listening to the game. Make your way out here and take your seat and show your support for the Eagles. Eagles are supposed to, there's talk, and it's going to be illegal motion. And they are going to decline it. So the illegal motion call is declined. That'll make it 4th. And that means it's going to be a punting situation. It was pretty obvious the wide receiver over here on the right side got about a half a step. He took his step before the ball was snapped. Plenty of pressure. Boy, I don't see how he got that pass away. It's going to be fumbled, however, by the Mitchell County Eagles, and there's a battle for the football. And I think the Eagles have recovered the football, it looks like. Wow. dodged a bullet there because I saw nothing but white jerseys going for it, looked like at first. But fortunately, somebody for the Mitchell County Eagles got on that football as a diving attempt at a catch was made by one of the Eagles, a very ill-advised attempt. He was diving, sliding on the ground, so there's no way he would have advanced the football at all. So I don't know why you attempt something like that. That was scary all the way around. Out of shotgun formation, Davis, your quarterback, takes the snap, dances around a little short pass for about 5 yards upfield, is complete to Jaquel Chester, a junior for the Mitchell County. So Jaquel Chester on the receiving end of that pass picks up a quick 5 for the Mitchell County Eagles. It'll bring up second and, well, upon looking at it, second about 5.5, almost 6. We'll call it 2nd and 6 coming up for the Mitchell County Eagles. Clock down to 7 minutes left to go here in the third quarter of action. It's the Eagles on top, 6-0 here, early going in the contest against Stewart County Royal Knights. Mitchell County completes a pass, and a penalty flag is going to come out. I think that's going to be a face mask. Joshua King, a junior for the Mitchell County Eagles, on a little slant route, pulls that football in. And I believe that there is going to be a personal foul as they slung him around by the face mask. So that should tack some more yardage. So they're going to talk it over. And to my way of thinking, we should see the arm slash indicating that it is a personal foul against. So they didn't give the indication of the face mask, but they did say personal foul. So it is going to be a biggie that will put plenty of more yards on it. And it is a penalty that will move the football down to the 10-yard line. So it is either 1st and 10 or 1st and goal. I can't tell. It looks like the football may actually be inside of the 10, making it a 1st and goal situation. Play is held up momentarily as the chains are getting in place, and in fact they do indicate that it's going to be 1st and goal, as a down marker is the only thing that is put in place, showing that it is 1st and goal just inside the 10. On the snap, looking to the near side, puts the pass. It's incomplete as it goes into the ground, trying to pull it out. For the Mitchell County was number 6, Jakari Jenkins. So Jakari Jenkins, the intended receiver of the Derek Davis pass. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal with the football just inside the 10-yard line. And, of course, the clock stops at 6:31 left to go in the first quarter of tonight's game. Davis out of shotgun, flanked on the left side by a blocking back. 2 receivers wide to either side. Now they will, well, he looked around, and now he's set again. A little bit of a high snap, but easily controls it, puts the pass in the end zone. Touchdown, Davis to King. Joshua King, the 9th grader, believe it or not, is a 9th grader for the Mitchell County Eagles. Pulls the ball down in the end zone for the touchdown, and it's a 6-0. Make that a 12-0 Eagle lead here in the early going of tonight's contest as we await the extra point. And I think it is Davis that is holding. And number 34, Desmond Jones, will attempt the extra point. The point is up and no good. So the score will remain 12-0. 6:26 left to go first quarter. Your Eagles in the lead on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. Is Sky, at least it's not looking us dead in the eyes as it was right about just prior to kickoff tonight. So we're beginning to really see the green pop out of the field as the lights are getting brighter here as nighttime approaches in this contest. Football is kicked, will roll between the legs of one player or through his arms. It's fielded by number 21. Let's see if I got a name for that. And he's going to end up, I do not have a number 21 on the limited roster that we have for Stewart County, but it looks like he took it about 5 yards after picking it up and is going to start actually inside the 20, call it the 19, where it's 1st and 10 for the Royal Knights of Stewart County. Royal Knights Coming to the line of scrimmage, they've got a receiver wide to either side. It's Evans to one side, Jenkins, who caught a nice slant pass on their last possession to pick up a first down over here on the near side. This time they're going to hand it off to the back behind the quarterback, however, and he's going to get precious little yardage. In fact, to me, it looks like he might have lost about 2 or 3 yards on the play. In fact, after they set it down, it looks like it's almost close to 4 yards that they lost on the play. So we'll call it second and about 13 and a half needed for a first down with the football back at the 16, let's call it. Again, Jenkins to the near side, Evans to the far side. Royal Knight quarterback directly under center, one back behind him, drops straight back to pass and looking over the middle and throwing it to nobody in particular. I think he was trying to get it to Evans, the sophomore quarterback over on the left side, but he was very, very closely guarded by the Mitchell County Eagles on that play. Of course, that stops the clock here in first quarter at 5:20 left to go in the first period of play. Just tuning in, our Eagles are leading it by a score of 12-0 in region contest number 1 of the 2011 season, getting their defense of the Region 1A title that they dropped down to Region 1A last year, and right off the bat, first year in Class A football, won the region championship. Back to pass. Stewart County puts the ball up. It's almost picked off as it's in and out of the hands of Jaquel Chester. And boy, it just hit him right there, and I think it might have shocked him, and it just bounced right out of his hands, going incomplete. However, it will bring up a fourth down, so the Eagles will get possession of the football coming up as the Royal Knights will be forced to punt it away. It looks like their punter is going to be actually standing in the end zone, so this could be a tough situation for the Royal Knights. Gets a good snap, tremendous rush, but he is going to get a kick away, and this time there will be no return. The Royal Knights will down it at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 with 4:33 left to go here in the first quarter. Don't forget, as we want to remind you once again, we'll have the scores from around the state on the scoreboard show coming up starting at 10 o'clock tonight or after the game here, whichever comes first. There is a timeout on the field. We're going to take timeout as well. We'll be back on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. Player of the Week. Be sure to watch the Wednesday edition of the Pelham Journal each week, where you'll be able to see the picture of the Player of the Week. The Pelham Hornet Player of the Week gets a plaque from the Huddle House presented to him, and also a meal from 2 provided by the Pelham Huddle House. It's the Pelham Hornet Player of the Week presented by Huddle House, and you can see it in the Pelham Journal each week. There is a 5-yard penalty being marked off against Stewart County, the Royal Knights. So it's right off going to be a 1st and 5 situation for Mitchell County. Out of shotgun formation, Davis takes the snap, looking back, has all day, and is going to throw it, intended, I believe, for number 21. Actually, Anthony Williams, number 24, was the intended receiver, but a Royal Knight was actually the closest one to it. It looked like it was Kelsey Campbell who was making a beeline for that football and trying to come up with the interception for the Royal Knights. 2nd and 5. 2 receivers wide to the left side. That left. And 1 receiver with a slot man on the right side. They send the slot man in motion, coming to the near after taking the handoff, and it's going to be pushed down On the 21-yard line, Jaquil Chester running the football for the Mitchell County Eagles will pick up the Eagle first down as they seem to be having a pretty easy time here, at least in the first quarter of tonight's contest, and moving the football on the severely outmanned Royal Knights of Stewart County. Of course, this is what we expected, but we were here to make sure that, you know, sometimes you can learn a lot about your football team, especially in the early season when they take on a team that they are supposed to handily beat. How do they take it? Do they come out? Do they mess around with that team, or do they put them away like they should? And that's what we were looking to see, because the champion is going to put them away and not mess around with them too much. And so far, the Eagles are making us proud. Mondenzel Atkins is going to take the handoff, and as we're talking about that, they are taking care of business as Atkins takes it to the house, and the Eagles are on the board again to make it an 18-0 football game here in the first quarter of tonight's contest. Davis will hold, and Desmond Jones will attempt the extra point, or check that. It looks like it's going to be number 62, Ja'Cory Belvin. Or is it 61, Jonte Moore? It looks like 61, I believe it was. So anyway, it's up and good. So we've missed 2 of the extra points tonight, but it looks like a little change in the extra point kickers by the Eagles have paid off as they drill that one through the uprights to make it a 19-0 football game in favor of the Mitchell County Eagles. Back in a moment on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. You didn't have to ask them twice, did you? Eagles kick it away. Taken on the goal line. And the return out to the 10. Still on his feet to the 20. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line, 26-yard line. Back at Centennial Stadium, we've just had the kick, so you'll have to see it on the videotape replay as we did the play-by-play for it there. Stewart County with a pretty nice return to about the 36-yard line, it looks like. And it's actually beyond the 36 by a little bit. But that's where the Royal Knights will have it 1st and 10 as they go to work to see if they can try to get something going offensively. They picked up, if I can remember, 1, maybe 2 first downs so far tonight, but that's about all they've been able to do. Going to hand it off to the lone back behind the quarterback, and he's going to slant it off to the left side and run smack dab into a bunch of Eagles there on the line of scrimmage, so there's no gain on the play. Looks like, in fact, about a yard loss. So to bring up 2nd and 11 for the Royal Knights of Stewart County. I think I'm probably more guilty of anybody here tonight at the stadium. In the pregame show, if you listened in, looking past this opponent here tonight, which is good to see the Eagles have not done, and talking more about the game of the year next week down in Donaldsonville. And again, that is going to be our game of the week next week. So if you can't make the trip down there, listen to the radio for the live broadcast. And of course, the ball is on the ground. There is a fumble on the play as the quarterback was in trouble, and he was knocked down, and the whistle had not blown, and the ball is knocked loose, and the Eagles have their best field position tonight as number 62, Ja'Cory Belvin. Yeah. The problem was I heard you say 62 and say a name, and I was looking at 52 going, wait a minute. And then I realized I was looking at the wrong place. Yeah, there you go. Belvin got the fumble, so we want to be sure to give credit where credit's due. It's horrible for a guy to work and come up with a fumble, and then you call somebody else's name on it there. Shotgun formation, Davis for the Eagles. Everybody out wide besides a blocking back. But Davis is going to keep it himself, and Derek Davis looks like he may have somebody lost a shoe in there, but Davis gets the football inside the 25 to about the 24. Yeah, he comes out of the, it must have been, it looks like he came out of the lineup, so they send another quarterback in, and I'm not really sure. The number 2, is it? Yeah, it looks like 2. Watkins, I believe it is. Tevin Watkins. There is a timeout on the field, so we're back in. Of course, thanks to Miss Crumbly for mentioning on the PA that we're going to be down at Seminole County. Of course, if they don't arrest me at the city limits when I get down there. Who knows? Yeah, when you go to Donaldsonville, you can expect anything to happen. They're pretty nice people down there, but they take their football serious, and they've been known not to care for radio people coming from out of town. But seriously, they're good folks down there, and it ought to be a great football game next week. The Stewart County Royal Knights have been charged with a penalty, so the Eagles will pick up 5 yards. It will make it first and goal. Davis looking back. Gets a signal, I guess, from the sideline, so they're maybe changing the play, taking a little while to do it. Now plenty of time. Going to the corner of the end zone, and it is a touchdown. And let me see if I can get that number. I believe it's number 2. Number 3? Number 3 with the touchdown. That touchdown coming with 2:23 left to go here in the first quarter. And Kendrick Jones, a senior for the Mitchell County Eagles, catches the football for the touchdown as we await the extra point. Davis will hold. And we'll try to get you the number. I think it's 61 again that is going to be attempting the extra point, and that is Moore again, a senior. Gets it up. Boy, a nice kick. That's a pretty one, but my eyes have deceived me because I thought it was through there, but the officials both signaled that it's no good, so the score will stand at 25-0. 2:23 left to go in the first quarter. Back in a moment on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. And the kick is away. And the ball is down. Back at Centennial Stadium, just had the kick. Very little to no return at all by the Royal Knights of Stewart County. So let's see. It's going to be... Looks like, I'm not sure, 14-yard line is what I'm going to say. So it'll be 1st and 10. Long night, huh? We're still in the first quarter. Well, we knew very possibly that this was what was going to happen, but we just wanted to make sure and show our support for the Eagles as they start officially the defense of the Region 1A title here tonight, and hope that they were not looking, as we obviously are, looking past this game to next week's game of the week, game of the year, game of the century, whatever you want to call it. Is the game that did not happen last year. So Seminole County is really, they have circled that date next week on their calendar. You know that they are going to be ready for us, as it's a dive play straight up the middle by Stewart County for a couple of yard pickup on the play. Not quite sure. I think that was at number 25, which I do not have listed on the partial roster that we have here for Stewart County, but did a good job of working his way forward for about a 3 to 4 yard pickup on the play. Let's call it 2nd and about 7 coming up for the Royal Knights. Receivers wide to either side. Looks like the backfield is in an I formation this time, with the quarterback directly under the center, and Mitchell County is going to take a timeout here to talk things over. We will too. Back in County, Stewart County, I don't think so. Second down play coming up for the Royal Knights. Back to pass, looks like he's going to run, and he picks up a first down and then gets out of bounds out beyond the 20-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it on about the 22 or so, maybe 21. In fact, maybe it looks like now upon further review that they have marked it inside the 20. But he does pick up a first down for the Royal Knights as we're still in the first quarter of tonight's long game as we work our way to the final seconds of the first quarter. But like we said, we wanted to show our support, even though we knew that this had the makings of not being the best game of the year. It is a region game, and we want our Eagles to get started by being top of the heap right off. And it looks like the ball has been stripped by from the Royal Knights. The Eagles have recovered and returned the ball inside the 15. We'll let them spot it down. It may be about the 15-yard line. In fact, it may be actually closer to the 10 or 11, it looks like, where the Eagles have it first and 10. So a very, very short field on this series of downs coming up for the Mitchell County Eagles with 1:17 left to go, first quarter. Thought maybe it might have changed, but I look and it still says first quarter.
First down for the Eagles.
Eagles coming up. Everybody spread out wide. One blocking back beside Davis over on the right side in the backfield. Got two receivers wide left and right, and they're going to hand it to the blocking back for Mitchell County. And it's number 24, Anthony Williams, the sophomore for the Mitchell County Eagles, picking up about 4 yards on the play, almost 5. So it's a second and a long 5, almost 6, coming up needed for a Mitchell County first down. Football on the 6-yard line. 3 receivers wide to the right. We got one receiver wide to the left. A blocking back flanks Davis on the right side. Davis looks to the near side, taking his time. Going to move his blocking back, number 24 Williams, over to the right side, left side from the right side. An illegal procedure is going to be called against the. So I don't know whether they figured he was set and he couldn't move his blocking back. That's the only thing I saw, and I certainly did not think that that was a penalty. If anything, I was thinking that was going to be a delay of game, but it turned out to be a legal procedure. And I'm not quite sure what for, but then I don't know the rules near as well as they do, so I'm not going to argue with them. It's going to be second and about 11. High snap, pulls it down, hands to Williams. Williams will take it down close to the goal line. And it's going to be in the end zone for an Eagle touchdown. That score coming with 16.1 seconds left to go in the first quarter. So it's been a tremendous night for the Mitchell County Eagles, if they have racked up a total of 31 points so far tonight in the first quarter of tonight's contest. Kick is up and good. Jonte Moore, it's no good. Man, it looks, I don't know, it looks good to me, but I guess my eyes are getting even worse. So the score will remain 31-0 in favor of your Eagles. Timeout on the field. Seminole, see how they do with one of the top teams in the region and get an idea of where the Pelham Hornets' fortunes are going to shake out, as the kick to Stewart Quitman is going to be covered at around the 21-yard line. Looks like where it'll be first and 10 for the Royal Knights. So that will be back-to-back Seminole County games. In case you have friends in Seminole County, tell them to check out MitchellCountyGA.com if they can't pick up a local broadcast there for it. As next week we'll cover Mitchell County and then, of course, Pelham. And then on the 14th of October, our game of the week, Pelham versus Terrell, followed by a couple of region games versus Westwood. And then one we're really looking forward to, the second annual Backyard Brawl, battle for the bragging rights of the county between Mitchell County and Pelham. That's going to be of the 29th of October. That's a Saturday night here at Centennial Stadium. Make your plans to join us if you can't make it in person. A little bit of a delayed handoff, or actually a delayed fake, and the quarterback was going to run it, and he is decked for about an 8-yard loss in the backfield at the end of the quarter. And the score at the end of one is 31-0 in favor of your Mitchell County Eagles, as they are making a statement here in their first region game of the night, as they're defending their region title here in grand fashion. Back in 30 seconds. Okay, I'll take it right back after this. And about 15.
Decorate your storefronts everywhere. Support your hometown Eagles.
So the second down play, and the Royal Knights look like they are having a little bit of trouble making their plans here. Now they're ready to go. One lone back behind the quarterback. Everybody else wide. Quarterback dropping straight back. Looked like he was trying to get a draw working, but he never was able to get the pass off. If he was, everybody came blowing right through there. I don't know, or screen is what I was trying to say. I don't know if it was an attempt at a screen or everybody just came blowing right through there, but he is decked for a big loss, and it's going to be third down and what, about 20, possibly 22, 23 yards needed for a first down. He's got to get up here way past the 30-yard line, and I would say his chances are slim and none. One lone back behind the quarterback. Everybody else up wide. Quarterback is going to try to keep it. Dives into the line of scrimmage. If he got anything, it could be measured in inches. So it's going to be fourth down. They mark his forward progress about a yard pickup officially. And the Royal Knights of Stewart County go into punt formation. And the deep man is ambering his way back slowly but surely to stand on the 41-yard line. So it's going to be great field position if they can get a kick back to that point in the field. Deep man for Mitchell County, number 21, Jaquan Williams. And the ball is going to go out of bounds. And we may have run into him or roughed him. Now, the deal is roughing is the automatic first down. If it's running into it, they will not pick up a first down. They'll have to kick it again. So let's see, roughing or running into. We should know if, yep, it's going to be the automatic first down. It is roughing. Had it not been the personal foul version, it would not have picked up enough yardage for a first down, but they will get the automatic first down. So the Royal Knights will keep this drive going by way of the penalty. Now, you can be more forgiving of your team when they're playing a team like this and they start making these mistakes. You hate to see their play get sloppy as they're trying to tune up for what's going to be the game of their life for both of these guys. That's going to be a big, big game if you don't think Seminole County is going to be ready. The funny thing is, to me, Seminole County's playing that same Alabama team that got into the fight last year. They're playing them tonight. What happens if they get into a fight again? They have to forfeit next. Wouldn't that be funny? I'm just thinking that would. I can guarantee you that if that were to happen, there would be some laps run down there, because I'm sure every coach on that team has said, you will not leave the bench and you will not get into a fight. Because the bad thing about it is I went back because there was some revisionist history in the paper down there about how the coach had said they had everything under control and they thought the officials had overreacted. But what happened was everybody came off the bench. There were only 2 players that were in the game thrown out. 9 players were not and were eligible to play the next week. Everybody came off the bench, and all of them were, of course, suspended. So that meant they could only field a team of 9 players, and that's why they had to forfeit. So, yeah, I don't think they overreacted. Don't want to get kicked out of the game. Don't leave the sideline if you're not in the game. Only 2 guys that were on the field actually got into the fight down there last year. But everybody else, you had the entire team, they determined by looking at the videotape, left the bench to join in, and all those guys were kicked out. And there were 9 people that were eligible to play that did what they were supposed to. They didn't get into a fight on the field, and they were in the game, and they were the ones that were supposed to be on the field. Going to be a 3rd down play for Stewart coming up. And a nice long pass that is going to be complete, and Stewart Quitman is going to score a quick touchdown. 21, I believe it is, and we don't have his name, and that is a shame because that was an excellent play. So the Stewart Royal Knights, I have to say Royal Knights to keep me from saying Quitman because for years it was Stewart Quitman. Just like it took a little while to stop saying Mitchell Baker after years of doing it, but it is, of course, Stewart County by themselves right now. Are they going to go? They split a man out wide. Yeah, they're going to go for 2. They lined up in a regular formation. Going to try to. That either means they don't have a kicker or they're trying to put some points on the board. The pass is going to be incomplete. So the score is going to stand with 8:51 left to go in the first half, 31-6 in favor of your Mitchell County Eagles. 30-second timeout on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. If you remember back, without roughing the punter, the Eagles would have had the football, and this touchdown would not be on the board. So a couple of mistakes right there by the Eagles, and those are mistakes that we cannot make next week against the Indians of Seminole County. And you know, them guys have really let me tell you, reading their paper, Mitchell County has been, no matter who they're preparing for, something that's always said about the Mitchell County game. What a return here. And number 21 is going to return it all the way for the touchdown. Jaquan Williams is going to take it some, 50, 60, 70, I'm going to say just shy of 80 yards for a return on the kickoff. So that's what you do. You make a mistake, you give them the football back when they're punting it, and then you let them score a big touchdown. You come right back out and answer, and we see that the coaches are doing a great job of telling the players to get back off the field and back on the sideline. So they're mindful of anything that might derail them during the contest, and those kinds of things that could really come to the forefront next week if a penalty flag is pulled out on the Eagles at the wrong time. Looks like number 38 is going to attempt to kick.
Number 38,
Frederick McIntyre is what I'm being told his name is. I don't have him on my roster. I'll have to remember that. Davis holds, waiting for the snap. Ball is down, kick is up. Kick is going to be just a little bit short. And the score will remain 37-6 with 8:38 left to go in the first half of tonight's contest. It's our game of the week, Mitchell County versus Stewart County, and you're listening to it here on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. I loved a 95 Ford Ranger running, so I certainly appreciate that. I also like older trucks. As we get ready for the Eagles to kick it away with 8:38 left to go in the first half of action. Looking side to side, the kick is away, and it's going to be fielded on the bounce inside the 10. And number 25 is going to return it out to the 15 to about the 20-yard line. Patrick McCarthy, I believe, is number 25 for Stewart County, so he will return the football for about 10 yards. It looks like on the return. maybe a little bit more. Anyway, they're going to set up, watch for the long pass. We know they're capable of it. They've tried to rear back and throw. I tell you what, there's been a couple of times the quarterback dropped back and he really looked like he knew what he was doing, but he just never has connected with a receiver, except that one time on that touchdown that they scored moments ago. So they let us know they can move the football down the field quick. Of course, I'm sure the Eagles are going to be on their best behavior now. They were starting after building a lead, getting a little bit laxed. I think that was actually the running back for Stewart County slipping and sliding and falling down for about a 2.5 to 3 yard loss on the play would bring up 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13, we'll call it, for the Royal Knights of Stewart County. Don't know if you can hear them, but the band playing a few strands for us there in the backfield. Look forward to hearing them at halftime. It's always great to have a little bit of coolness in the air, a nice night to play football, a good football game on the field, and of course the band playing in the background always makes the atmosphere even better. One back behind the quarterback. He's going to roll, turns, fires on a little slant pass, almost picked off by number 6 for the Mitchell County Eagles. Jakari Jenkins got his hand up on it, but that's all he could do, and he could not pull it in. But he deflects it away. Camera Evans was the intended receiver for Stewart County. So it'll be a big 3rd down play coming up. And again, I would expect all they'd have to do is get one of those passes complete to keep this drive going. Of course, obviously, on the previous drive that they scored that touchdown, we were guilty of letting them keep the ball after we got them down to 4th down. Quarterback backs and now is going to keep it and is going to be brought down for a pickup of 3 or 4 on the play, and that is going to be a good 9 yards short at least of the 1st down. In fact, it gets it almost back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 4th and 10 coming up for the Royal Knights, and they'll drop back in punt formation. Clock continues to run as we approach 7 minutes left to go in the 1st half. And we keep putting tremendous pressure on the kick. This time, I think the Royal Knights were expecting a return and were kind of surprised when everybody was looking at the football and watching it bounce, and it's going to be down on the Stewart County 49-yard line. So we'll actually have the football in enemy territory to start off this series of downs. 1st and 10 for the Mitchell County Eagles. I unfortunately ran into a little bit of trouble setting up. We had one of those days where everything was going a little bit wrong, but we got it worked out. We kind of joined our countdown to kickoff program in progress because the person responsible for switching the satellite receiver over, namely me, forgot to do it from that very late NASCAR race that we had last weekend. So anyway, it turned out I would like to be able to tell you with a lot of authority about the region race and more importantly, the 2 losses that Stewart would be here to talk with us. So we'll come up with something to talk about at halftime. A little bit of a high snap, but it's pulled down. The pass is straight across lateral, and it's going to be pulled down by number 10. And good running after the catch. Terry Emanuel will move the chains for the Mitchell County Eagles. And it looks like, is it number 2? The new quarterback? Yeah. Tevin Watkins. Flanked by a blocking back with 2 receivers wide to either side. Short side of the field is over here on the near side, the right side. And they'll hand it off down inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line. Let me see if I can get that number for you. This guy kind of rolled up on the first. I think it's 20. Was it 38 or 28? Okay, well then that would probably by Okay, that would probably mean it wasn't 28. Good guess. If it's not on the roster, it's not on the field. So it was just my eyes playing tricks with me. Eagles will put the ball in the air, complete over to the near side. Number 15, Terry Burley, a ninth grader on the receiving end of that one, steps out of bounds at the 17-yard line, 18-yard line, it looks like. Yeah, got a lot of young people that are stepping up here, and that's the good thing about a game here. Not only do we get a chance to mention some of these people that practice hard every day during practice and now get a chance to show off under the lights, but you never know in a long season when one of these guys is going to have to step up and try to get something accomplished. A little inside handoff that time on the first down play, and looked like a Stewart County guy is a little bit slow to get up. But he's up and okay as we're down to 5:26.
Who is 28?
We get it. Okay, nobody has number 28. Well, I think I'm owed an apology. I thought 28 was out there. I'm just kidding. A little slant pass. Oh, man, that one bounced up there. That was dangerous. You hate to see that happen because anybody in the world could pick that one off if it came down near where somebody was. Of course, that one I think may have even hopped over the fence out there. It bounced so high. So it's going to bring up third down play coming up. So we've determined it's 29.
It's 29.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to do some work updating my roster.
You got a 29 on there. Third down, please.
Third down and about 6. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper all the way, and he's going to pick up the first down. Oh, man, the trail of flags behind him as the quarterback, Watkins, takes it into the end zone for the score, but I'm afraid that one's going to be coming back by way of a blocking infraction or a hold against the Mitchell County Eagles. 4:42 left to go in the first half. So they're going to mark it back and replay third down.
Replay third down. Illegal block.
See where it's going to be. Back to the 24-yard line. So the Eagles at the 24 looking at third, and what do you say? About it looks like about 16 to me they need for a first down. Second quarter action. There is a timeout on the field. Georgia High School Association playoff game, and if we get Savannah Christian again, hopefully it'll be a whole different outcome than it was last year. Anyway, a little bit inside handoff. It's going to be a reverse pitch to number 27, Monzel Atkins, and he is going to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Atkins scores on the reverse with 4:31 left to go in the first half of action. And the Eagles have tacked on another 6. And it's at this point in the proceedings, I always wish that I had my calculator. And it's also a good thing that I'm not running the scoreboard because I'd probably lose track of how many points is supposed to be on there. Yeah, where's Sonny when we need him? I think Sonny Lofton usually helps keep stats for us, and he, like I said, I think he's got no good, they say. Now that's about the third one tonight that's looked good to me, but evidently there's no doubt I'm going to have to go have my eyes examined because they say it's no good. 43-6 is the score. Eagles in the lead in this one with 4:31 left to go here in the first half. We'll be back with the kickoff after.
Another good kick. by Desmond Jones, number 34.
And for Stewart County, the return to the 33-yard line where they'll set up 1st and 10. 4:23 left to go, and on the kickoff, Stewart County with the return to the 23, 33, 32, somewhere along in there. Let me figure it out exactly. We'll say 33, 1st and 10 for the Royal Knights. And I was looking down there. I thought I saw my halftime show, if I can get my hands on him. I know that didn't sound good, but I want to get him up here in the press box and get a microphone in front of him is what I was talking about. It looked like I thought I saw Glenn Palmer, the coach of the Baconton Community Charter School Blazers. So if he comes close here, I'm going to try to lasso him and talk to him at halftime. Stewart County back to pass, and it's going to be picked off. Mitchell County on the interception, and a big return. Atkins is going to run it out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So excellent field position for the Mitchell County Eagles following the Monsell Atkins interception for the Eagles. Obviously, Palmer from Baconton Community Charter School is checking out Stewart County, the team that, while the official records reflect that the Blazers had 2 wins last year, they had forfeit that Pelham had to give them, and the Stewart County win. Stewart County is the team that the varsity Blazers have their only victory in history over thus far. So seems to be intently looking at them just out of, I think he might have saw me and went the other way. He didn't feel like being pestered with the press asking a bunch of questions about his program, I'm sure, here tonight. The receivers wide to either side. They are going to hand it off to the blocking back, and he'll pick up about 5 yards on the play. Anthony Williams, sophomore for the Mitchell County Eagles, makes a good 6-yard run on the play, so it's going to be second and, well, let's call it 5. 2nd and 5 coming up, so about a 5-yard pickup. Yeah, he went down pretty hard, as it looks like Williams is checking out of the lineup and holding his leg on his left side. He did look like he went down kind of awkward after he had picked up the 5 yards. They're going to hand it to his replacement, number 4, Moore. Jonte Moore. Jonte Moore is a senior, and he is going to pick up a first down for the Eagles down inside the 10, so it'll be 1st and goal for Mitchell County with 3:23 left to go here in the first half of action. Well, we were talking about how so far through 4 games that Stewart County had given up a total of 170 points, averaging giving up 42.5 points, and obviously the Eagles have surpassed that. So that certainly is something that you can point to is looking good for the Eagles. Of course, points are going to come at a premium next week as they take on Seminole County in our game of the week. And we'll be on the road down there to bring you that on MitchellCountyGA.com and Q92.3. 2nd and goal for the Eagles. Chester out of shotgun, set to go, takes it, it's going to run it. Looked like he was going to pull up there for a second. Looked like he was actually going sideways at one point, sliding between 2 defenders to get in for the touchdown. And it's 9th graders rule here tonight on the field so far in this latter stages of the first half here for Mitchell County. So a lot of younger guys getting a chance to show their stuff here under the lights on a Friday night, as Joe Frazier, it looks like number 73, will attempt the extra point. I think he attempted the previous one.
What was that, number 73?
Derek Davis. I've got 73. With the hold, and number 73 puts it on. It's either Joe Frazier or Dante Davis. I think it's 73 Joe Frazier that scored them, and he's a 9th grader. Dante Davis is 75 and a 10th grader. Anyway, it's now 50-6. So last year, this is exactly the score of last year's game, 50-6. So that was the final score last. It'll be a hard-hitting game against the team that was deprived an opportunity to win and contest for the region title because they were forced to forfeit last year's game with Mitchell County after having all but 9 players on the team suspended for being in a fight against an Alabama team, that same team that they are playing at home down in Donaldsonville tonight. And I can guarantee you I would say I would be surprised if I find out that they had gotten into a fight down there tonight. I'm sure that people, especially those that are on the team that were involved in that, have been summarily instructed. There will be no leaving the bench. There will be no getting into fights. There will be no forfeit to the Mitchell County Eagles because they definitely want to play that game. So it should be a good one, and we want you to go with us if you will. Let's have a big crowd down there in Seminole County next week for that what's going to be the game of the year, as the Stewart County quarterback is in trouble and he's going to be brought down with a sack back at the 25 or 24 yard line with 1:52 left to go here in the first half. And again, just prior to the kickoff, we mentioned that last year's score back on September 24th, 2010 was 50-6, the final score, and that's where we are here heading into halftime. So the Eagles have really looked good in taking care of business here tonight against Stewart County in the final tune-up. It's really kind of odd from you go into the team that's probably going to end up being the bottom of the region to the team that's going to really compete for the top. And boy, they complete. After rushing around, he finally finds a receiver and hits that number 21 again, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. It looks like to me he's short of the first down, however. Although they look like they want to move the chains, but I think he's going to be short. Or have they given him the first down? They say first down.
For the Royal Knights, first down.
Okay. We'll take. I thought so too. I think there was a lot. Yeah, I think they lost a link or two in that chain when they stretched it out, because it looked a little short. But that like you say, that's all right. I mean, you know, in trouble. Oh man, their quarterback goes down, but he gets the ball away, and they have another player down as well. But both of them are going to get up. But man, the quarterback took a shot, and I have to tell you, so far I'm admiring that young man, because he has taken several shots here tonight, and he's popped right back up. That time he sat and gathered his composure a little bit, so he looks like he's. But now he took a hit. But he's sticking it out and sticking it in there, so have to hand it to him. And again, I didn't mean to sound so stingy about begrudging them getting a first down, but I had made the prediction they were short, and then, of course, they flipped it over and made it a first down. So I'll let it go. One lone back behind the quarterback. He's going to drop back, and it's going to be intercepted. Number 6 has it. Jenkins picks it off and is brought down at the 16-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will have it first and 10 with 47.9 seconds. And I said Jenkins. Let me get the Jakari Jenkins was on the receiving end of that interception. So another turnover at the hands of the Mitchell County Eagles, who are totally in control and cruising tonight to their first region victory of the 2011 football season. Now, if only we could have just as easy a time of it next week. No doubt it's going to be a good position to be up there tied at the top of the region when you take on the team that is going to definitely challenge. You can't rule out Miller County is challenging for it, but I think no doubt that it's pretty well a foregone conclusion that most experts agree that it's going to be between Seminole and Mitchell as far as the region championship here. So even though it's an early season to declare that officially a region championship football game, there's no doubt that the winner next week will have
after party tonight at Crush, 9 p.m. until 1 a.m.
They'll have the upper hand. There's no doubt about that. I was trying to see, it looked like right in mid-sentence there that an official was talking down there. I couldn't figure out what was going on, but apparently nothing. We are set to go. Second down play coming up for the Mitchell County Eagles. And they're going to keep it on the ground, run some clock, as Moore will carry the football. Still going as the horn has sounded to bring the quarter to an end. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. We are at halftime with our score, Mitchell County 50, Stewart County 6. Back in a moment on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. Out of numbers. The kick is a short kick. It's fielded and returned to the 47-yard line, it looks like, 46, 47. I'll let us set it down before I get it to you officially. And the Eagles are taking the field offensively, 1st and 10. So hopefully these next two quarters will fly by and things will get packed up and we'll be ready to start officially talking about that game of the year next week in Seminole County. They're playing that same Alabama team that they had the forfeits last year, where all but 9 players were forced to, they had the forfeit because all but 9 players were suspended. Quarterback takes the ball out of shotgun, will hand it off to his blocking back, coming to the near side, down inside the 40, brought down on about the 35-yard line. It looks like number 26, Tremel Emmanuel, a 10th grader, ran the ball for the Mitchell County Eagles, moving the chains. And they will mark it right on, well, just outside, actually, the nose of the football at the 35-yard line, on the outside of the yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Everybody spread wide, 2 receivers out to either side, blocking back flanks the quarterback on the right side, takes it, starts to go left. It's kind of a zigzag pattern. He's going to the far side. I think I heard somebody say shake and bake. That's Emmanuel, and that's definitely the best way to describe it. Whatever it was, it worked, as he picks up another 1st down for the Mitchell County Eagles, and they move the chains. Of course, normally they stop the clock, but under the running clock situation, it continues to run as we are now under 10 minutes left to go here in 3rd quarter action. 50-6 if you've joined us late. Don't forget the Georgia High School Football Scoreboard Show immediately following our game of the week, or 10 o'clock. And I have a feeling we might be done before 10 tonight, so we'll have to see what we can do between now and then as a quarterback keeper this time for the Mitchell County Eagles. These younger guys really are exciting to watch. You know, they get out there in a varsity situation and of course are really trying to make a good impression, and they're really trying hard. Pickup of about a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Mitchell County Eagles. Football inside the 20. Looks like about the 19, possibly inside the 19-yard line. So with the 2nd down play, receivers wide to either side. Quarterback drops back, puts the ball up. It's going to go incomplete, as he was intending it over to the near side to, let's see if I can get a number for you as far as the intended receiver. If he'll turn, possibly 12, maybe 17. 17. Chauncey Moore I have listed as 17, and he is a 9th grader for the Mitchell County Eagles. So third down play coming up. Back to pass, pressure coming to the near side, rolling right, going to run, and will get inside the 10 down close to the 5-yard line, and that is going to be enough for a first down for the Eagles. So the Eagles pick up a 1st and goal down here around the 9-yard line with 7:56 left to go in the third quarter. Then the Eagles down here knocking on the door again. Out of shotgun formation. This time number 10 will carry the football straight up the middle. Terry Emanuel, a 10th grader, and he is going to put points on the board as it's an Eagle touchdown. Terry Emanuel is who it looked like to me.
No, he's short. He's a little bit short.
Well, I thought that official was sick. Okay. I was wrong. I sit corrected, not a touchdown. Not sure what the official was signaling, but it did look like it was a touchdown. Maybe he was signaling missed it by that much. So I misspoke. You know, I'm mindful. Well, this time he is going to try to get outside, and the rush comes defensively, and he will not get in again. So he's going to miss it by that much again.
He was knocking on the oil.
I'm mindful of back in the 80s when Mitchell Baker back then under Coach Raley went over and just killed the Red Devils of Randolph Clay by a score of 80 to something like that, and a lot of it was on the road, so you know, there was a lot of lip we heard in the press box about running up the score, and of course Coach Raley said, you know, you put these young guys, 9th and 10th graders in, what are you going to do, tell them not to score? The passes goes incomplete, so it's going to bring up 4th down and goal, and it looks like they are maybe, what, about the 6-yard line, 5-yard line? It looks like outside the 5, actually, to me from here. And they may be going to go for a field goal attempt. I think it's right on the 5 after looking at it through the binoculars. If I could get used to watching a game through there while doing play-by-play. So let's see. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is off the mark. So no points on the board. The score is still 50-6 with 5:02 left to go in the third quarter. Timeout on the field on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. This has just texted me and said Seminole County 28, Daleville 14. I don't know where that is in the game, as we do have a game going on here. But anyway, a friend of mine has just told me that it is Seminole County 28, Daleville 14. No idea where it is in the game, though. But it seems like Seminole County is taking care of business. I don't know if Deborah's listening to the broadcast tonight. She did not give any indication as to how many players have been kicked out of the football game. That's all I have. A friend of mine who graduated from Seminole County is obviously at the game or listening, and yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Looks like Stewart County has picked up a first game. First and 10 for Stewart County. Paused for a moment there to reflect on my sins. I will not make that joke again. Anyway, it sounds like it's going to shape up to be exactly what we expect next week, and that's going to be a big game between two top rivals here in Region 1A. Pitch it back to the running back coming to the near side, and it's going to be.
All right. You heard any other scores?
I think we got some more scores coming in. As on the first down play, the Eagles have picked up about 3 yards. Football is just outside the 35-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 8 coming up.
They'll be 28-14, and that's where we go next week. Last year was a forfeit.
So they're going to send receivers wide to the either side. There'll be one back in the backfield, and actually they have two men wide to the left side, but they hand it to the running back, who will take it up to the 39-yard line. Pretty much the same lineup. Of course, now they don't have a whole lot of players on this Seminole County team. So, but there's still a whole lot of their starters out there on the field, as it's obvious that Mitchell County has put in a whole team of backup players. We're down to 1:16 left to go here in the third quarter of tonight's football game. Combination of a lot of running and a running clock. Of course, a lot of running doesn't have anything to do with it when you got a running clock. Their quarterback is going to keep it, pick up a first down, gets it to about the 49-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down for the Royal Knights of Stewart County, as we're under a minute left to go here in the third quarter, and our score remains 50-6. So we made kind of a big deal about last year's final score being the same halftime score, being the same scores we had here at halftime. But if this continues the way it is, unless Stewart puts points on the board, I think Mitchell County has pretty much called it a night offensively, although the young guys were moving the football there for a while. Stewart County running back goes right, comes back to the near side, and gets down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. It'll be another chain moving run by the Royal Knights of Stewart County.
And they do have a player.
So it'll be a 1st and 10. There is a player down, and the quarter is going to come to an end as well. So the player gets up, fortunately, is going to limp off the field under his own power. So it looks like he's shaken up, but good news is he is moving under his own power, so he'll be okay. We will be back in 30 seconds. Junior varsity, I think, is the official term they use for it now. Stewart County still with some of their starters in there. Quarterback will hand off to his running back, who will quickly pick up about 2 yards on the play to inside the 35-yard line. And that's going to be all. It will bring up 2nd and a long 8 coming up for the Royal Knights. Royal Knights made me think of Scarlet Knights, which made me think of Rutgers, which made me think of what a great weekend of college football we're going to have. So hope you get a chance, if you're a football fan, to see some of those games tomorrow. Having a good night here of high school football. Not sure this particular game could be called a good night, other than, as an Eagle fan, we are putting a exclamation mark instead of a 1 in the win column, and taking control of part of the region lead here in Region 1A. Stewart looking at 3rd and about 10, and we'll call it a long 10. Not quite 10 and a half, but a little bit more than 10. Receiver going wide to the left side, and couple of receivers wide to the short side of the field. Their quarterback is in shotgun formation this time, blocking back on the left side. Takes it, looking. He's going to run. He is running along the 35, then tries to dump it off. There's a diving attempt at it, but it's going to be ruled incomplete as one of the Mitchell County Eagles was trying to convince the officials there momentarily that he had actually come up with the football, but didn't happen. So it's going to be 4th and 10 for the Royal Knights with 9:48 left to go. Kind of clocking along here. We'll have all the scores for you statewide on the high school football, Georgia High School Football Scoreboard Show coming up immediately after our Game of the Week here on MitchellCountyGA.com and Q92.3. Big 4th down play for the Royal Knights of Stewart County. Out of shotgun, takes the snap. Dances around. Boy, he's going to air this one out, going for all of it. And, oh, he did not get it. Falling on his back, I thought he might have pulled it in down on the goal line, but pass goes incomplete, so the ball will go over on downs to the Mitchell County Eagles with 8:58 left to go here in the football game. This is first of 2 in a row, as we mentioned, that we'll be covering Mitchell County. We're going to kind of be doing it in sets of 2 to get to, as we get down here to the real important, the meat of the region schedule, so to speak, for all of these teams, as the Mitchell-Seminole County game we talked about. Then we're going to pick up Pelham for a couple of games. Pelham plays Randolph Clay tonight, so hopefully before the night is over we'll get a score there. Boy, they are all over the Mitchell County ball carrier. A total of 3 Royal Knights making the tackle there, but they mark his forward progress, which gives him a good yard, maybe a little bit more than a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for Mitchell County with the football in the area of the 38-yard line. So we got a couple of Pelham games coming up, followed by a couple of Westwood games. We're going to have one that's going to be somewhat like this one. Westwood travels to Crisp, and then follow that up with a game that's probably going to be the GISA region version of Mitchell-Seminole, and the always hard-hitting, always important game. I was trying to look for a better word than that. Westwood versus Terrell Academy. If you've ever followed Westwood very much, you know when you say Westwood Terrell, you've said it all. Those teams usually come down to the end of the season battling for the region title, as Mitchell County has picked up the first down football on the 48-yard line, as we're down to 7:03 left to go in tonight's football game. So that's just kind of a look ahead at what we've got ahead. Of course, we will be finishing the regular season with the Pelham versus Calhoun County game. Big pass over the middle is complete, as Mitchell County has picked up a first down, picks up about 30 or more yards on the play, as the pass is complete to Terry Emanuel, a 10th grader for Mitchell County, and that moves the football inside the 20-yard line of Stewart County down to about the 18, 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. The ball is caught by Terry Emanuel, number 10.
So I was talking about Game of the Week schedule. We'll kind of get our attention back here to the football game. A little play action as they toss it out to Emmanuel, but he can't find the football, can't get his hands on it, so the pass is going to go incomplete. Little fake handoff to the inside to kind of draw the defense off of him. And he could have probably had some good yardage after the catch there, but was unable to catch the football. Thereby, any running that he might have done would have been, of course, totally for naught if you don't have the football. Again, it looked like the same play, and again, it looks like the same results.
Terry Emanuel. Come on, Eagles.
Now, if they go back the third time for that same play with the same result, I just don't know. Don't know what. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Quick play down here to Emmanuel. Got him down inside the 20, but this drive so far has stalled with 2 back-to-back plays like that. Now they give it a different look with receivers wide to either side. And the quarterback flanked by blocking back on the left side, and he's going to pass it out in the flats over across the way. Rolls and runs down the sideline, and it's a touchdown. Chancey Moore, a 9th grader. There is a whistle and a flag, so that is going to bring it back. So extra point team might as well about face and head back to the sideline as
stops with 4 minutes and 51 seconds.
so the non-touchdown occurs with 4:51 left to go in the football game. But there was a block in the back, I believe. So that is a painful one for that young man. I can't say that Eagle fan.